of this 360, actually, we turn around. Right now, we will activate. So these enhance fine activations of the capacity as well. So that when you do this exercise, it's actually helping you. Well, so that's a compensation as well. Because when you stand, you are loading. But when you do this exercise, you strengthen and also decrease the loading. Yeah. And also you see part of the practice posture muscles, that's why acquiring one effort is always when 360 strength exercise is actually improve all this. Yeah. And also, significant improvement significant improvement between three endurance and experimental testing exercise in the intervention group and the study, especially in the intensity group. Professor, first slide. Okay, first slide. So I'm going to say, wow, present this. This is also one to the exercise. Yes, because with this while you are watching TV, you can do it. So discussing my personal can be easy because when you do something, it's exercise, actually complying, we can follow. I was demonstrate a successful completion rate of 96 of them, only a few dropped out. Because race was true. And I would in the conclusion, the 260 is actually improvement in the and function capacity and also the time. Just how and also the intensity is the best doses for pain and also the isometric endurance. So,
I request Professor Ayush sir to filter the speaker and the chairpersons. Lights. Low or high? Yeah. I thank the chairpersons and the speakers of the first session. Session 2, the speaker Professor G. Khanna sir from India, and the topic strategies to increase physical activity. And to chair the session, I invite Dr. Ashok Kumar sir, Dr. P. Ashwini, and Dr. Anita. I request all the three chairpersons to kindly grace the dais.
My respected honorable chairpersons, my dear friends, colleagues, delegates from all parts of the world, dear students, it's really an honor for me to be in front of you and talk about certain, experiences as well as certain planning which we had been doing also in India, basically, for the Indian people. Plus the strategy which we have been making in the government of India to improve this physical activity, not only physical activity, but for the sports performance point of view. I worked in as a member of Prime Minister Olympic Task Force. Our major work was to that how to get more number of medals for India in 2022 and 24, 28. 3 years we were three terms we have been given to assign for that, the strategy which we have to make it. But I tell you, it's not one thing which can work. Simple thing that's okay, you do this one, you do some talent selection and just train them and get this. There's a big eco environment which has to be created around that. And it is not one factor. And it's not only one government or the funding point of view only. It is the whole public, all everyone has to get involved into that, and the different component has to be deeply analyzed, which can work up to the grassroots level, and the people can be involved into that action also. Otherwise, we are not going to have that effective strategy. It can be only on the paper. So in that scheme, one of the most important thing which came out of this discussion was that how to create the sports culture, physical activity culture, and that one was again not simple. Then we found that it is, we in India are having such a big population, huge population. And if you think about that, the medal as per the population, which world was talking about us, that we should be somewhere number 5, 6, 7 in the world to get the Olympic medal within the given financial condition, within the we are developing country. And within that situation, we should have, I had discussion with our own colleagues here, Professor Gurdeep, who has been dealing with All India Inter-University, has written also on Olympic movement in India, and some book also he got it released last week, this in this conference. And he has also observed that in his all 35, 40 years of experience, that to get this medal, we have to combine various factors. So similarly, when I was listening to the lectures here for 2, 3 days, where this movement of physical activity promotion has been done by this team from Malaysia and our colleagues from other part of the world, it's really a movement has been started, which will go a long way to solve this problem. But as far as I have seen this for last 25, 30 years, we see the similar problem. When we talk about this, that diabetic is increasing. When we talk about this, all lifestyle NCDs are increasing. But what is the remedy of that? How do we go that trend? It should go down. That trend is not going down. We are giving some time. I feel it is some fragmented solutions we are giving. That okay, I give you the exercise intensity, I give you the exercise duration. Someone gives us okay certain equipment, someone gives us obesity, some particular evidence is fine. These are all good, but what I feel is that one has to have a full holistic approach of that, starting from grassroots level to the solution, and that effective solution has to be implemented also. That implementation strategies, how to create globally, how to create up to the local level, how to create at the grassroots level. It's a big challenge for all of us, and hope that we have started journey and will lead to certain things, certain level also. Once, if you see this, our Indian context is not working. Why don't you allow here only? something is wrong, the, yeah. So if we look at this, India is still young, India is young, and that means the 1/5 population of the world is still younger generation. And that if we can sustain that, if we can maintain the fitness of these individuals, the output, the productivity, the fitness level, and the in terms of the healthy lifestyle, health of the people, which will lead to the various good productivity of the country as well as of the world. We are now working in this G20 also, one world, one nation, that policy has been adopted by India. And in that context, if we look at that our Indian population, if we can make it fit, I think the more than 20%, 30% population will be fitter in the world also. And that population and the strategy which we can make it here in this part of world possibly can also be ratified or can be repeated in some other parts of the globe, and also with the best evidence is taken from the globe. WHO has also been giving lot of guidelines, lot of activities, lot of, the policies are also coming up, but are they really effective at that local level? It's not being taken up that way. And we have to see that how to implement it possibly. And in 2020, the average age of an Indian is 29 years compared to 37 years for China and 48 years for Japan. So if we comparatively see that we are the youngest population, we must do some strategy now only, so that the people after this age of 45, 50, we are saying that everyone is falling prey of NCDs, diabetics, and we are also called diabetic population of the world. Is here only, diabetic capital of the world is India only. So that capital, we have to remove that word within this coming years, but how to do it also. So that is even school children, if we look at that, WHO has given data for all of us. We don't keep data also, If you look at our data, it may not be that way. We are not having that exact data on that. These 300 million school children are there, 5 to 18 years of age. So what is that population? 300 million mean the most important places, if we identify that for the children, that is the school. School is very, very important part of this, all this in this strategy. Sometimes we miss this school. We only go for this higher level of population where these effective physical activity programs are required. We are not looking at that. The main population is there, and the strategy is again not that way effective because they are not able to carry certain masses and the habit, the physical activity which they can adopt during their preliminary years and can continue lifelong also. So that lifelong strategy has to be built up in schools only, which is probably is not effective. Of course, we have good physical education programs. We have been carrying out somehow changes in the curriculum, syllabus, developing sports infrastructure at the school level, and also making some sports competitive situation also around the globe. But are they still effective, that whether the student who has passed out of the school is carrying on that physical activity later stages also? He is somewhere busy, somewhere not able to find time, sometimes some other problem, economic problem, various problems are emerging after certain age. So this is where we have to, of course, develop that. And because of that, lot of, again, problem from where this obesity and everything is generated here. Nutrition factors may be there, but then physical activity is very important part of that. And obesity in 12 to 19 years, and the number is tripled since 1970. Every year we are going to just multiply the numbers, and that number is leading to this, making the double, capital of India. Then this leads to other problems, NCD problems. And the activity level of this, if you look at that, 81% of adolescent and 28% of adults currently don't meet WHO recommended activity also. So it's a bigger challenge here, that if 80% of our population is not into that physical activity, so what we are expecting here? And it is these figures, every year we see it is going up. So I think physical activity, the sports culture, the physical culture, the physical literacy, whatever term we use is going down. Well, maybe answer is with the delegates, may answer is with these all experts, and maybe answer is with school teachers, those who are dealing with the physical education part, physical activity, we people also as a scientific personnel, maybe we are not able to create those evidences which can be very, very effective at the local level and the global level, that it becomes a real part of this whole culture of our school or the society itself. So even these figures also in the tables also, which I have collected it from various resources, the similar problem is emerging and which is leading to us. And what can be the solution for it? I'm not still, I search the whole literature that can we really make strategy through the literature or no? Can we find out some examples of that? I could hear these good examples from Brunei, from Singapore, from this Philippine country also. Some examples are there in Malaysia, but that is scattered examples and how to really make it more effective. And WHO has also given some guidelines. If you see this 2022 Indian report card on physical activity for children and adolescents, in that the study was concluded that active transportation, the government strategies and overall physical activity have improved, have not improved. That is from 2018 onward. So that is a positive, no. And this needs to be translated to other, and they are worried that the various factors, they were grading into that B, C, D category, and most of the factors are in the C or D category here. And those categories are affecting this whole environment. Even the yoga part, which is we have a now big campaign, that also has not come to the up to the expected level that it can be an effective strategy for us to incorporate into the physical culture or the development of the health of the children. So that is also a lagging part. Again, yeah. And our colleagues from Malaysia in his keynote address in the beginning itself has told it's really costing the whole world, and particularly we country in India, which is a developing country where economy is still coming up and it is going to be more, but then the strategies are not there. How do we really cut cost this one, the global burden of NCD, which is huge burden, is going up and up. Maybe we are becoming more of the curative type of city in the country, not a preventive type of country, where we should look at this. Prevention should be the first part and curative part is road. That means we have to make strategy for health promotion aspect from the very beginning and not curative part. And we need not to make more number of hospitals. We need to have more number of playgrounds and play activities. The cost and proportion here, if you see the direct cost, it is again healthcare cost is increasing 1% in the various, and you see this high class people are spending more money, 63% contribution to that side, upper middle 25%, and middle 12%, and lower middle are 1% on. So this cost is also going up when we are having much more economy. Our economy is up wherever it is more income is there, the cost on this problem is more here. This is again, the strategy has to be seen that why it happens. Maybe their lifestyle is going in different direction when we have more money also, and we keep spending more money on controlling those problems of NCDs. The total global number and proportion, I don't want to repeat those, everyone has told in this that we have kind of various problems. It may be hypertension, depression, anxiety, dementia, cancer, diabetic, coronary heart is in millions only, and is going up. Everyone has got the figures now with us. But what is the strategy to change these figures? Is there any? Let us debate on that. Let us find out a bigger solution worldwide here. See, the proportion of this direct healthcare cost again for different problems is going up only. and it is the percentage of cases and cost, both are going up. So that is where we are concerned now for why it is more important to create a strategy for decreasing the cost. The economy matters always for the development of the nation itself. It's what is that the WHO says it's a vicious cycle, no indicator and no data leads to no tracking. We are actually in India also, we don't have really data of that. We generally use either US data or WHO data here. And we don't have our own data bank, and we are not able to create our own policy locally, globally, district-wise, state-wise, or otherwise at national level. So it is a biggest challenge again, and the effectiveness of that is not being monitored also. The WHO has given some guidelines, we just try to follow it up at different level, but the policy, the strategies has to be really made globally, and for that, the data bank, maybe now we have the IT, Hyderabad is the capital of IT also, Bangalore is another one. We have in big IT industry here in India, but then where is the data, what data we are keeping here in India? And that data is very, very important for us. Based on that data only, we know that ministry makes the better policies, decisions are taken in that data here. And the WHO truly said that no policy, if we don't create any policy, you don't need any investment. So the policy documents are most important part of that. On that policy only, I think we can create certain strategies of maybe smaller strategies, small component, and then invest in those publicly, NGOs wise or some other, we have to flow the money into this. The national physical activity policy, less than, even if you see the other data also, less than 50% of countries have a national physical activity policy, of which 40% are operational, and only 30% of countries have national physical activity guidelines for all ages, which we have to see that whether they are effective or not is different question again. While nearly all countries report system for monitoring physical activity in adults, WHO has told us that they are doing this, but still they are getting some data which they deserve, they require from the nation-wise, but effectiveness is not that much. And in policy area that could encourage active and sustainable transport, that policy type of things are not there. We are talking about in India the smart cities, but this smart word is linked with not the active, making the people more active and smart. It is linked with the other kind of that IT system should be much more effective here. The IT's everything should be having some artificial intelligence. The lightning system should be active. I don't know. That is the man, the child is at the last priority in the active smart city also. Whereas this physical activity, actually the health part should be the more primary factor which should be taken into consideration when we plan the smart cities also. India is now working on at least 100 smart cities. Funding is ongoing there and development is also going on. Only just over 40% of countries have road design standards. You have seen, all of us are experiencing also. Can we really walk? Our colleagues from Nepal were talking about that old age populations should keep walking. Can they really have that environment around in the city, urban areas to even reach to some park also? So it's a questionable, are we really taking care of those aspects also? The WHO has given us in 2018 to 30 plan here, policies are created for safer roads, encourage more active transport, provide more programs and opportunity and physical activity in key setting, child care, schools, starting from 0 to up to the old age places, and particularly at the workplace where people are spending more than 30 years of their life. But where is that, who takes care at the workplace that we remain active, we remain little moving. Our sitting jobs are increasing day by day, which is going to be a killer again. And that killing effect will be affected we can see through the NCDs. What can be the policy framework here? That policy framework has to include various components into this framework, which is maybe we must first define what is the outcome of that policy, when how to develop it, what is to be implemented in that. Those factors have to be taken into consideration. What are the determinants of that policy? Health policy, if we are talking about transport policy, or are we talking about the physical activity policy now, not only guidelines? I think there is a connection now. If NCD is going to have that much money, we are spending that much money, huge money. So we need to find out that policy has to be there for physical activity. It should not be only guidelines. With policy, you will see that ministry also spends a lot of money in that. And at local level, the whole one policy may not be effective, and we have to see that up to the local level, up to the rural level, also there are incorporated some component that input is required to make a policy. It's a big challenge to prepare a policy. I think some of them are from public health also. They know what all things should be incorporated into that. But here, from the point of view of health point of view, health promotion point of view, we need what we need. We need public spaces, parks, we need a good transportation, active transportation, we need place to cycle, we need work site places where we can have some activity there also, or we need the school ambience where the physical activity culture can be created through this policy. Policy means that the implementation part is being monitored also. The otherwise policy is not effective. Implementation is a part of the policy also. How to implement, how to monitor the policy, and economy, how to much effectively, if we have to see that how much money has to be pumped into this policy also. So I think we need to create these policies also. And in that, the even separate component also have to be linked up so that our outcome is physical activity. It is maybe education part, health part. Health policies are totally different, which are focused toward the medical clinical part. They don't bother about this, about the preventive part possibly, which are emerging. They are not worried about that whether school people, children are doing something or no. They are only worried about their health, that medical equipments are available, facilities are available, and they are earning money through that. Sports policies also, ultimately the culture of sports, which is related to that everybody should move, everybody should actively play, everybody should use facilities. It should not be only for the top performance. That sports policy is not to only get medals, but to transfer that the whole knowledge base, scientific base, whatever we are creating for the sports performance, that can be helpful. Our team from this Malaysia was really, they are doing good work, that how to really give exercise prescription to the population, diabetic population, the population, those who are suffering from cardiovascular problem, obesity, other problems. And the sports people also are getting now prescription for improving the performance. The basic principle, I'll say that sometime, some of the parameters are the common parameter, which can be really transferred by our research, and some norms can be created for each and every population. But this kind of scientific system is not evolved. If we have to focus only on performance, we focus on that. So this sports policy also, there is sports policy, but is it connected with the physical activity? It is still questionable, and we must take care that the transport policy is just to increase the network of transport for moving the people from city to city, but then we have to see that local transport also is made activity, urban planning, education part, all are to with this. So in this policy, there are three components: intrapersonal, social.
Professor Khanna, please, some of the things, time is there.
Rajesh told me that you can
Yeah,
take more time.
We will indicate that.
Okay. I will cut short this. There are various components that which WHO has given us, that we need to have 4 components. One is the active people, active system, active society, active environment, and active people. Create active system, create active society, create this active environment, create active people. And that activity will lead to this reducing some to certain extent the NCD problems also. And most important become now, this is a very important time for all of us, because UN has given us SDGs some objectives, and there are more than 17 objectives. Out of that, the most priority is good health and well-being. This is to be even up to even various ministries, government, Indian government is also working on that. In that, if you see this, more or less, most of the component which can be incorporated or can be related with the physical activity promotion should be emphasized by all of us and should be given input to this, should be given some evidences, so that the other ministry, the other SDG factors, those who are taking care about the other SDG, they should be made aware of that, that the ultimate is the health of the people through physical activity. In policy model for this active society, if we have to make, I'll go through very fast. We have to say that communication, mass participation events, capacity building, these are very important part of this. Even environment, if we have to make active, is the integration of policies, various policies, infrastructure according to that, that is like walking, cycling, network infrastructure, safety point, public open spaces, design of these activities with the very friendly roads we have to create, and active people in the school, healthcare system, wherever setting, whatever setting, everybody should be made little bit more active. And this plan, this particular part component should be made effective now, and the system has to be made more active towards and focused also towards the physical activity promotion for governance, data system, and the evidence which we are creating, advocacy very important, and the resources which are required to have this, and that will help us in this. So in the various partnerships, if we can do globally, locally with various research institutions, that can also multiply our efforts, and that strategy can help us in making some models of this activity, physical activity promotion, reducing this. And through media, industry leaders, some NGOs, philanthropic foundation, everyone can be involved into this, non-government and professional association community. WHO is guiding force for that. And various schools we have to take initiative. Most of us know that India has taken some initiative of Khelo India that is effective now, and that is implemented also. A lot of money is being pumped into this scheme, but then monitoring is more important. In that Khelo India scheme, that is Play India, is play field development, community, state level Khelo India center they have created. But I think it has to be made more effective, and accessibility has to be for common people also, so that they can be benefited. It's not only the competitive people, they can be benefited through these schemes. And they have started the national fitness program in the school. That can be taken one of the example here, but then there can be some more example in this. Various resources are available, particularly from the WHO. We should make use of those and then make more better strategies, so that we can make it a more effective environment, and physical activity can be promoted. Our effort should be from 0 to 101. A complete cycle should be created so that it becomes more effective. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for your all attention.
Giving us another fitness should be there in India, that is from the school level. So number of policies you have highlighted it. So definitely the audience and the other delegates from other countries will take the different models of children's forward for the fitness is there. If the young population which is contributed by the medals is a not problem for our country. So thanks for you giving another aspect of this exercise, Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you, please.
Thank you, sir. I request Professor Ibrahim, sir, to kindly come and give the certificate to Professor Khanna. And also the chairpersons. And the next speaker with us, Dr. Kako Bazim. Sir will be speaking on improving fitness parameters through physical education programs. And to chair this session, I invite Dr. Jairam from Central University of Tamil Nadu and Dr. Gurdeep Singh. I welcome the chairpersons, Dr. Jairam and Dr. Gurdeep Singh, sir, and the presenter, Dr. Kaukab Azim.
If you can, that is.
They'll change it. Let's use this for the next slide.
Yeah, मेरा नहीं
Ah,
होता
there's
सर।
change, there's change.
हाँ,
Next and previous.
okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Respected Organizing Secretary, Professor Rajesh Kumar ji, dignitaries, speakers, chairpersons, and chairperson for this session, dear delegates and friends. I take an immense pleasure to be part of this wonderful, esteemed World Congress on Exercise Medicine. I like to congratulate all the speakers for their wonderful presentations, gorgeous presentations they have given from past 2 days. Today, I'm going to talk about improving fitness parameters through physical education programs. So let us see what is this. So here is the summary line. What is physical education program? Physical fitness components, advantages in referring health-related fitness manuals, which is very, very important, which manual you should follow and you should advise for your students. Importance of health-related fitness, testing for training or for research, health-related fitness recent research around the globe,
and my contribution, health-related fitness components and testing methods, which is very, very important. Suggestions for health-related fitness testings for students and others. So what are the physical education programs in school? As we know, everybody knows about it. A physical education curriculum could encompass diverse activities, including team and individual sports, fitness routines, yoga, dance, and outdoor games. What is fitness program? An exercise program that is tailored specially to your needs is a great way to stay physically and mentally fit. A sound mind exists in a healthy body. It is also provides additional benefits such as improved condition of the heart and lungs, which is very, very important, hearts and lungs. Increase muscular strength by doing push and pull exercises, endurance capacity, doing endurance training, more repetitions, and motor fitness, and increase aerobics fitness. This is very, very important for one to improve his fitness. So I just give you concentration here. People have a lot of misconception regarding what is program and courses. So don't mix program with courses. And you can see what are the courses we offer in physical education. So we give like certificate, diploma, certificate course, diploma course, BP, BSc, BPEd, Bachelor in Physical Education, master's courses, MSc. Nowadays in sports universities, they are giving a lot of wide opportunity for the students. They can go MSc in nutrition, they can do in strength and conditioning. They are offering MPhil, PhD, and DLIT. So these are the courses we offer in physical education. And these are the disciplines which is very, very important to keep his fitness level at the peak. So sports science, exercise physiology, kinesiology, the movement of the body, kinesio, sports medicine, sports biomechanics, sports psychology, sports management, and sociology of sports. This is all integrated with each other. Whenever athletes get psychological problems, they contact sports psychologists. And they have, like Muralidharan from Sri Lanka, he was having a problem in his bowling action. Biomechanics play an important role. So all these branches are very, very important for athletes as well as for training. This is must. Maybe if you see in USA, Europe, they're having all these branches in universities, and especially recently I was in Malaysia when I have seen some universities I was going through, they're having a different departments. So athletes can go there, if they are doing research, you can move around. And the Europe also, Zagreb University and US, Atlanta universities, they are so professional. They are offering a lot of opportunities for the students. Give your concentration, very, very important. High intensity training. Yesterday, many people, day before also, they are talking about, my friend Dr. Huimboe was also talking about the intensity, duration. So this is very, very important when you are giving prescription to your students. So when you're doing high intensity training, rest and recovery is very, very important. How much intensity you are giving for this intensity for that player. You have to see the player's training maturity. You have to see that player, he is a beginner or intermediate or advanced. Then you can prescribe him the intensity. If you're giving a very high intensity, that if he is not capable, then he will be overtrained. If you're not giving a sufficient intensity, his performance will be low performance. So that race go very straight, called optimum training. Optimum training is very important, that you have to find and give the right dosage for the athletes. And then after giving this training, you have to see how much time he needs for the rest and for the recovery. An intelligent coach, a trainer, a teacher, he knows how to manage this all intensity, rest and recovery, which is very, very important to take the performance from the athletes. The second point for I'm very happy to inform to you that we are going to organize World Championship in strength lifting in Hyderabad during November last week. So November last week from 27th to 30th, you will be seeing in the televisions and all the media. So now most of the students here, they are talking about how I should train, preparing for the high intensity training. I told them always we talk about how much rest we should take after the training. But always I give my students suggestion that they should take rest before the training, and after the training also they have to take rest, because which is very, very important. If he's tired and I'm asking him to, okay, do today 200 kg squat, can he? He cannot do that. He will say, no, sir, I'm tired today. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. So proper nutrition, proper rest is very, very important before he go for his training every day, or morning session or evening, whatever it may be. You have to take rest. Rest is lazim, important before the training. After the training also important to take proper rest for the recovery. Matches, we pick the best players who are fit, and fit player will give you a better performance. Like Tendulkar, for example, he was the best player, high peak performances, but sometimes he's not fit, have a back pain in between, so he was given rest. If he play like that, maybe that groin injury will increases. Just now, my friend was talking about lower back pain and all that. It will increase. So rest is very, very important. When a player having some problem, he should be out from the team. Unfit player will be dropped from the team. Why? He's a big player. You see the skill. See his records, the best one. But if he is not fit, he is dropped from the team. So fitness is very, very important part and parcel of sportsman, men and women. You can see here, very lovable, Cristiano Ronaldo. People die for him. Many people love him. And they are having the high peak performances. Every match, they give 100%. 100 times they fell down, they get up. They're like a spring. This what? High performance, high fitness level. If suddenly you fell down here, what will happen? We have to take you on stretcher to the hospital. But these top players in action, if you see how many times they fell down, but mostly 90%, they never get any problem due to their high fitness. And Hussein Bolt, these guys, they have given the best performances in the world. They're the best people, best fittest people in the world. So we know about the physical fitness, and due to I will skip some slides. Okay. Now, the components of physical fitness. Everybody knows about it. Health-related fitness and skill-related fitness. So, skill-related fitness, agility, balance, power, speed, coordination, and reaction time. And health-related fitness, body composition, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and cardiovascular fitness. So these are the 5 important variables of health-related fitness. So there are several fitness tests that have been tested for validity and reliability. Some manuals have collected and compiled and validated and reliable tests. Using these tests that are not valid and reliable will give you wrong information, and especially for those who are doing research. Tests that are not valid and reliable are not acceptable for high quality of research publications. Whenever you are submitting to Scopus or Web of Science, they will go through your methodology and they will see which manual you have taken, which test you have considered for your study. So if it is not standard, they'll say, sorry, your paper is declined. So very important, when you're doing any research, you have to take a proper standard from ACSM. Go to ACSM, American College of Sports Medicine. So here you can see very clear fitness gram, activity gram for children and adolescents. American College of Sports Medicine, there's a book, Health Related Physical Fitness Assessment Manual. It's a very, very good book, authority book. You can just refer this book. And Alpha Health Related Fitness Test Battery for children, adolescents, and Alpha Fit Test Battery for adults aged from 18 to 69. Sorry, there is some. So this is the example of health-related fitness testing manuals. You can see very clear. Cardiovascular, cardiorespiratory fitness, 20 meters shuttle run. Muscular fitness, you have hand grip strength and standing long jump. For body composition, we have weight and height, that is called BMI, body mass index, weight in kgs divided by height in meters square. For example, you are 100 kgs and your height is 1.7. So 1.7 times 1.7, 100 divided by that, you'll get 1 score. So if you are more than 30, that means you are obese, 25 to 30 overweight, 30 to 35 grade 1 obese, 35 to 40 grade 2, and 40 plus morbid obese. if your BMI is more than 40, you are above the danger line. You have to take care of yourself. So this book I was talking about, you can take the picture, you can order it, you can refer. This is a very good book. Physical Fitness Assessment Manual. This will helpful for you for your research and for also testing your students. And here, examples of health-related fitness testing, you can see from other sources, not ACSM, cardiorespiratory, they are doing 2K walk test. For musculoskeletal fitness, they are doing hand grip, jump and reach, modified push-ups. Modified push-ups is you have to keep your knee on the ground and you can do push-ups. So that is modified. And motor fitness, one leg stand. You can do it at home for balancing, which is very, very important. For body composition, waist and hip circumference, you can test online, you can check, and body mass index. So there is an association between low health related fitness to cardiovascular diseases. If you're not fit enough, if your waistline is bigger, more than 40 inches, according to the Diabetic International Federation, you are prone for diabetes, you are prone for cardiovascular problems. World Health Organization, WHO, has declared obesity as a global epidemic. Obesity is a door of many diseases. You know, you are welcoming diseases. If you are obese, that means I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just keeping facts in front of you. Obesity is a door of many diseases. So from there, if your body composition changes, that means you are welcoming the diseases to you. And that is non-communicable diseases like diabetes, and now India is the capital of the world in diabetes. Many people, they are pre-diabetes. Why? Because inactivity. In the night, addictive to your mobile and watching messages, no proper sound sleep. Yesterday, Dr. Bakhtiyar Chaudhary sir was talking about sleeping pattern. So you have to sleep on time and get up on before 5 a.m. At least 7 hours minimum a sound sleep is needed.
Professor Kapoor, sir, we are running short of time.
Okay,
Kindly brief it 10 minutes.
Oh,
Thank you.
10 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
5 minutes.
So importance of health-related fitness testing is to educate participants about their current health-related status. Prevention is better than cure. To provide data that are helpful in developing exercise prescriptions for each individual. To check changes in health-related fitness status of participants and populations with time. For example, we have given, like my friends suggest, 12 weeks. This duration is enough for research or changes in your from pre to post test. It's correct. Yani, I agree with him fully, because we have one of my study, I have compared 8 weeks and 12 weeks. So the more duration has given more performance for our selected participants. They have shown more improvement. To motivate participants to attain reasonable fitness goals. can be used to modify physical education curriculum. These are the countries they have published about health-related fitness: Georgia, California, Germany, Spain. We have performed on health-related fitness at our university, King Fahd University. Studies performed in KFUPM have been interesting in studying the effect of physical education courses on health-related fitness parameters. We have done on more than 1,200 students. And this is the outcome of combined sports training on body composition on the students. The effect of physical education program on physical fitness levels of orientation students at King Fahd University. It was our major project, and it was published in Scopus. And recently, last year, it was published in Scopus. Influence of varied intensity of resistant training on health and physical variables among morbid obese. As I told you, their BMI was more than 40. It's very difficult for us to get this data from them, you know. And this was published also last year in Q2. Web of Science about effect of isometric and isotonic training on health-related fitness components in young adults. This is in Switzerland, Q2 journal. So physical activity, fitness, and physical education effects on academic performance. So these are the key messages, and there is a positive impact of physical activity, fitness, or physical education. There is a positive effect. On also, I have done before effect of exercise on bodybuilders, because there are a lot of myths. Pailwan hai, dimag nahi rehta. There is a concept. So, but it is wrong. A sound mind exists only in a healthy body. So my study suggests that bodybuilders are educated to some level. Athletes also we have done on weightlifters and powerlifters also. They are also educated and have a good impact on health as well as on academic performances. So these are the things you have to do. You have to prepare your checklist, what you have to do before you start your program. Get consent of the client. You have to talk to them if they are healthy or not. You have to talk to them why you are doing this study before you start. Explain the testing procedures to the client before you start. Make sure the client does not have any cardiovascular, metabolic, or pulmonary disease risk factors. Get a list of medications the client is using. Sometimes he is diabetic. If he has taken the medicine, if you have given a exercise, high intensity exercise, and what has happened yesterday, Dr. Bakhtiyar Chaudhary was talking about, they are dying early. So these are the cases you have to check the condition of the athletes. You have to ask, he is okay, he has taken the rest before one day, or he has taken proper diet. Which I used to give to my students. I asked all the students in my class when we have a restaurant training program, you're all having a food. You have taken the lunch today? Yes, sir. I have taken the lunch. Sometimes the students, they don't take proper breakfast also. They take only a sandwich, a small sandwich, and they take some soft drinks in the morning. So my advice to students always, don't take soft drinks in the morning. This is not advisable. Don't take sandwich. Take breakfast like a king, lunch like a middleman, and dinner like a poor man. So always we give our suggestions to our students about, and if he has not taken the lunch, at least I ask them to take a good fruits, a plate of fruits 1 hour, 1.5 hours before, and come for the training. So these are the risk factors and examples: cardiovascular disease due to obesity, metabolic disease for diabetes, and pulmonary disease for asthma. Okay. Okay. So related to ability of the circulatory and respiratory system to supply oxygen during sustained physical activity. Why test cardiovascular fitness? Cardiovascular fitness is very, very important. I have done for my students in my university on 200 students on cardiovascular tests. So most of them, when we have taken out the mean, 2 minutes.
Yes.
The mean has, and we have compared to the ACSM norms. So our students, 200 students, they are having a very poor cardiovascular fitness. Then I have given report to my chairman, and then we have started. Why we are doing this? To help our students. We have started new course that is called special program, weight control program for our students, and aerobics program for our students to improve their cardiovascular fitness. So due to time, I will conclude. Okay, last conclude. Last slide for the. So here is the suggestion for muscular strength. You can give hand grip for students, easier for students to perform. Flexibility, you can give sit and reach tests, which is very easy to conduct and save time. Body composition, you can use body mass index, easy to conduct, because all the other methods like underwater and it's expensive and also difficult for you to do. Weight to height ratio, easy to conduct, very reliable as an indicator of cardiovascular risk. So we are now presently we talk about the fitness, but presently around the globe we are talking about the dimensions of wellness. Presently we are talking about wellness. So due to time, short of time, I'm not able to explain everything. Physical wellness, interpersonal, social wellness, emotional wellness, environmental wellness, spiritual wellness, intellectual wellness. The process of achieving wellness is constant and dynamic, involving change and growth. So, dear friends, teach your students lifelong learning. It's not the matter of fitness for 1 day or 2 days. Like we breathe, like we eat, like we sleep, they have to do fitness for at least 20 minutes per day to maintain quality of life. So thank you. God bless you all. Love you all. Be fit and enjoy your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kokopazim. We are having very short time. Next speaker is ready. After that, we are going for a lunch. All of you. Then after 1 hour, again session will start online.
I request persons. I request the chairpersons also to come and join. Professor Rajesh Kumar sir will be giving you the certificates to the chair speaker. The next session and the last session before lunch is by Indumati, Miss Indumati. And the topic is on essential oils and their effects on the sports persons. For chairing this session, I would like to invite the chairpersons, Professor Syed Ibrahim and Ms. Supriya. Yes.
Request Indumati madam, please do fast because everybody waiting for lunch, 20 minutes to 25 minutes.
Before the speaker starts, I request the chairperson to talk.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation by Madam Indumati is an innovative one. It's an area where we have not forayed in physical education. It is regarding the essential oils, which are very useful for the sports person. Madam is trying to deal with this subject in a very innovative manner, and she has also practical demonstration for that. I request Tara Singh to just introduce her and then start this session.
I read the practices and the method. Not just those that we see. I do believe in the concept of one size fits all. But the practices. That personalized journey for every individual. My track record focuses how to much of and to have benefited from these communities. I will speak about that from 1999 to 2020, I also reached national ladies amateur and charity the Sarika Trophy materials. Good afternoon, everybody. I think all are hungry now and so my people will come and give you essential oil which will uplift your mood and will make you people more receptive to my talk. So my topic is application of essential oils in sports injuries. So as you have seen that I used to play golf, so I am very closely related to sport.
Next. Lisa, right.
So okay, what comes to your mind when I say essential oils? Yeah, mostly when we say essential oil, a very good aroma or a very sound, I mean, very quiet ambience comes to our mind. But essential oils are more than just a fragrance. They have many therapeutic benefits because they derived from different parts of certain medicinal plants that have been used for thousands of years in human healing and consumption. So these oils are extracted from different parts of the plants like herbs, resins, roots, and the citrus peels, spices, leaves, roots, and florals. So these essential oils are not called essential because they are essential to us, but because they are extracted from the plants and they are essentials of the plants, it is part of the immune system of the plant. As we have our immune system, plant also have immune system, and these essences protect the plant from all the insects or whatever problems that plant has to face. So if we talk about history of essential oils, we know that the Egyptians used these essential oils for beauty purposes, health purposes, and also embalming the dead. So when a person was dead, they used to embalm the dead body with these essential oils. And it is found that thousands of years later, when they opened these pyramids, the smell was still there. And the smell was same as it was then. And in India also, like in Ayurveda, there is a mention of 700 compounds of these essential oils, molecules. And then we also know that in Unani medicine or Ayurveda, the oils like sandalwood, jasmine, chameli, kevada, all these oils were used. And then when we go to our kitchen, the aroma which comes from the spices, that is also a part of aromatherapy because on a Sunday, like when you're cooking a biryani and you're putting spices for your bagara rice or your biryani, that aroma, it's kind of appetizer. So other days we don't feel like eating. When this aroma comes, our appetite is more, it triggers our appetite and we want to eat earlier than other days. So how they work? So this is the important thing which we have to know how they work. Because with the Rockefeller's invention of allopathy, all these therapies which were there in the mainstream have gone aside and are now called alternative therapies. But we all know that anecdotal evidence also is taken as a evidence. And it was very evident in our history that we used essential oils for therapeutic benefits. So we also have to know how they work in the human body. So essential oils contain various constituents, including three compounds, that is phenylpropanoids, sesquiterpenes, and monoterpenes. So these three constituents are unique to essential oils, and these are the building blocks or backbone of essential oils, and are produced naturally by the plant with the intelligence and capacity to do the following. So who is the manufacturer of essential oils? People think that some manufacturer is manufacturing essential oils, but it is not true. The plant is manufacturing the essence. Because plants are manufacturing and they are intelligent enough to manufacture what they meant to manufacture. So our peppermint tree will peppermint plant will never manufacture a lavender oil. But then if it is manufactured by humans, then there may be errors. But because it is by nature and plant will never do mistakes, and then it is from plants, it is pure and effective. So how do they work? So phenylpropanoids cleanses the receptor sites. Sesquiterpenes erase the incorrect information in the DNA or cellular memory. The cellular intelligence with correct information. What is it called? When the body is functioning at the optimal, it is called homeostasis. Okay, and our body has intelligence to bring back homeostasis when there is some problem. So these monoterpenes reprogram cellular intelligence, and lot of study is there about all these essential oils, but then only it is published like it works for pain or something else. Because they are used in drugs also. Drugs also, these essential oils are used. But then those are not mentioned there because they are actual components which work on our problems. It is intellectual property. They don't need to publish what is working in a analgesic medicine or anti-inflammatory medicine. So sesquiterpenes carry oxygen to the brain and stimulate the pineal and pituitary glands. So when you apply the essential oil to your feet, and then it is observed, it is the study has been done after application of essential oils at the bottom of your feet, after 20 minutes, it reaches all the cells, and upon exhalation, those molecules were found in the exhaled air. So 3 of the main sesquiterpene oils are found in Bible also, that is cedarwood, sandalwood, and spikenard essential oils. So these are the molecules which are these are the components which are responsible for essential oils to work effectively. So that is depending upon number of carbon atoms or number of isoprene unit, they are classified into various types. So when there are like 10 carbon atoms and 2 isoprene units, it is called monoterpene. And if there are 15 carbon atoms and 3 isoprene units, it is called sesquiterpene. So all these phenylpropanoids are also manufactured by plant cell with the amino acids present there. So I will not read out everything because the time is very less. And I'm going in the beginning itself to compress it. So these are the monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes, and ketones, and they are found in many of the essential oils. So oils best suited for athletes. So oils with warming and cooling properties. has the uplifting, energizing, invigorating, and motivating properties. Has the calming, relaxing properties. Has the promote healing of clear airways and easy breathing. Has help create a relaxing, rejuvenating massage experience. And oils that promote a healthy immune system. These are the oils which are helpful for the athletes, not only athletes, they are helpful for any individual, but because the context is sports, and I'm just doing that. So what are the common sports injuries? Muscle pain, soreness, overusing tendons, and runners knee, a generic term to describe anterior pain. IT band, stress injury index, approximately in 12% of runners. Shin splints, pain in Achilles tendon, stress fracture. And commonly what athlete during his practice or during his preparation for any sport they experience. Sometimes insomnia, restless sleep, motivation and diminished self-esteem, muscle soreness lasting more than 72 hours, which is called DOMS, personality changes, progress in the weak immunity. So what happens when a person is like in a sport, like what happens is sympathetic gear is always on because they have to use extra power for performing. So that the sympathetic gear gets activated. So what essential organs can do is it can bring it back to the parasympathetic gear after they are in a rest mode. So they have to relax. But sometimes it happens that even after the sport is over, mentally, psychologically, or physically, they can't calm down because of that extra stimulation of sympathetic nerve. So when these nerves work on I mean, these can shift it to the parasympathetic
Hello, I'm here if anybody wants to start the session, just call me.